Number 21, solve the equation using the quadratic formula. So I'm going to go ahead and write that formula down. All over 2a. And it says round to the nearest tenth, so that's going to be one decimal place if I need it. Okay, the first thing with quadratic formula, it has to be equal to 0. So I want to make sure that I add x to both sides, and I subtract 3 from both sides so that I can get 0 on one of them. It doesn't matter which side it is. So it's going to be at 8x plus x is 9x plus 4, and that's all 0. Now I can do quadratic formula, but I'm going to label my A, and my B, and my C. And now I can plug those into my formula. X equals the opposite of B, plus or minus the square root of. When I do this B squared, I always kind of do that either in my head or in my calculator, and I need to remember that B squared will always be a positive no matter what B is. In this case, it's 9 squared, which is 81, minus 4 times A times C, all over 2 times A. I always like to do this in my head or in my calculator. In this case 2 times A is 2 times 2, which is 4. And now I grab a calculator and I'm going to type in the -9 plus, and then the whole square root. When I do it with the plus sign, I get -2 over 4. When I do it the negative sign, or the minus sign, I should say minus sign. This is a minus sign right there that you have to use. When I use the minus sign, I get -16 over 4. Then I go ahead and just divide those. This is -1/2. You could use the decimal if you want. And this is -4. And then here are my answers. If I want to, I can check my answer pretty easily on a test. All I got to do is pick a number and plug it in for your x's, here and here and here. And that's what I'm going to do now. Into my calculator, I'm going to write, go ahead and type 2 parentheses -4 squared plus 8 times -4 plus 7, and see if that equals. Let's notice how this negative sign is still in front of the x, and then my x is -4. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And when I type both of those in, the left side gives me 7, and the right side gives me 7, so I know I have the right answer. And then if I really want to make sure I got the right answer, I'm going to plug in the -1/2 as well to make sure that the left side is equal to the right side.